Well, hello there. And as you know, my name is Mark Miles, and I love helping trainers, presenters, workshop facilitators really take their results to the next level. So, in today's video, I want to talk to you about the topic of eye contact and the topic of essentially how we can really connect powerfully with our audience through great eye contact. Now, unfortunately, though, when people are first starting out as trainers, presenters in front of a group, whether it's a small group or a large group, one of the things that often people find is that it's quite intimidating. It's quite intimidating to actually connect with an audience and be able to actually look at them and be looked at ourselves. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about the do's and don'ts, essentially, of eye contact and good quality eye contact. So get ready to write, grab a pen, and let's have a chat about the topic of eye contact. So essentially, eye contact is literally one of the most powerful ways that you can organically, as a human to human, connect with your audience. Okay. So the first don't, so to speak, is do not make eye contact, right? So looking at the floor or looking around or avoiding eye contact is definitely a big no-no because it's going to make you look like you are insecure, unsure of your message, and just not confident, so to speak. All right. And you probably rather be somewhere else. All right. So the first don't is not have eye contact, right? Second don't is to stare at particular people for the entire time. Okay. That would definitely be a big no-no because it's going to make that particular person that you're staring at feel very uncomfortable and feel very awkward as well. It's just going to feel yuck. All right. Now, next one is cutting out half the room. Cutting out half the room. What we mean by that is having eye contact with only one side of the room or the other side of the room. And ultimately, if you're only speaking to half the room, then the other side of the room is going to feel left out, not part of the presentation or the workshop, and they're going to feel like there's something off, and they're going to feel like you just don't have the time, energy, or even the comfort level to be able to include them in your session as well. Okay. Now let's look at the do's. The do's. All right. The do's are essentially the following: you need to keep eye contact organic, natural, and you need to include everybody. Now, even if you've got a small group of 5 people or 20 people, or even 100 people, or even 1,000 people, yes, it is absolutely possible to have great, powerful eye contact. Now, some of the strategies that you can use are definitely be looking to look at the entire group and not just focus on one person the entire time, but try to take in the entire group as you are speaking. And one of the strategies to do that is if you do have a large audience, each time you speak a couple of sentences, look at one or two people as you move through the entire group. So maybe you've got a group of 100 people. Maybe you look over here for one person, speak a couple of sentences, move on to the next person, next person, next person. And then other times you may be speaking to the entire group and taking in the entire group as well. So there's a couple of strategies there. But essentially, you want to make sure that you are taking in the entire group and the group is feeling that your energy is projecting out organically and naturally, and there is a sense of connection with you as the presenter. Now, the next thing that you can do is definitely think about speaking to the heart. You see, when we are thinking, often what often happens is that we will look up to the left or to the right, or we may even look down to the ground. And we need to train ourselves to, regardless of if we are thinking, so to speak, to be able to think as we deliver to our crowd. So being able to focus our energy and attention on the crowd, no matter what's going on in our mind, is a really important thing to practice. Now, that's a face to face environment. Now, the face to face environment, you've got complete visibility or a lot of visibility on your audience, and you can see them all. In the online environment, though, it is a lot harder because maybe you've got some people, maybe you've got their faces off on this side of the screen or that side of the screen, or maybe the people are down here, maybe they're over there, maybe they've got the camera off and you can't even see them. Okay. Now, in the online environment, eye contact is critical as well. All right. Because connection builds rapport. Connection builds rapport. And if there is no rapport, it's a lot harder to influence. So eye contact is critically important, even for the online environment. Now, something you need to be disciplined about is if you're delivering online, you need to be able to connect to that camera lens, and you need to be able to look at the camera lens, not the people's faces, because the people could be over there or over here or wherever they may be. But if you're looking at the people's faces, then it's going to look off because they're going to see you looking at them, but they're not going to see you looking at the camera, and the camera's right in front of you. All right. So just have a think about that. When you're delivering online, you need to be looking straight ahead. But if you were delivering in a face-to-face environment, you would be taking in the entire room, and you would be looking at particular people, speaking a couple of sentences and moving on to the next person, speaking a couple of sentences on the next person, and you're taking in the entire room. Obviously, in the online environment, you can't do that, right? Your audience is that camera lens. Okay. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you got some ideas around that. But the thing is, when you first stand up to present, you need to be very comfortable being looked at. And that can take some time, energy, and practice, and just getting used to the idea of people looking at you. And one of the greatest and easiest ways to practice that is just looking in the mirror and having a reflection look back at you, or standing in front of two or three strangers and just saying nothing at all, and just getting them to look at you and you feel comfortable in that silence. All right. So on that note, hope you got some value from the video. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share it around. And let's really help trainers, presenters, facilitators. Let's all lift our game and take our results to the next level. Really support our audiences as we go out there and share our message. Thanks so much for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.